What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing here, back with another video, and in today's video, guys, we are here with the Jormungandr showcase on the Ratatoskr without using Valenti here, guys. So this is going to be the showcase that I've recorded here, already pre-recorded of the actual run, and we're running the, Jelly King, we have the Merlin, we have Jormungandr, and then we also have LR Liz. So pretty much your DPS on the team, guys, is only going to be Jormungandr, right? Because you have no one else that can really act as DPS on the team. So that's kind of the thing that I knew would be the issue with this character, is that you still need Valenti. And the reason why I feel like Valenti is so much more important for this team is because she acts as two units on this team, right? Merlin and King are only on the team because you need to apply shock and you need to apply poison, right? And poison is from King single target. You have bleed from King AoE as well. And then, shock obviously from Merlin AoE. So, yeah, that's the thing with this team. I feel like, Jormungandr could have been a unit made for this, but she could have been maybe, all three debuffs, right? If she was all three debuffs, she would have took up the slot for Valenti and then even also for, Merlin and King. But, in this situation here, guys, we do have to run no DPS or Jormungandr main DPS, and we have to kind of run the team in this manner. So yeah, you guys already saw there, obviously, we do the floor 1 kind of mechanics. If you guys do want to see my in-depth guide on Ratatoskr, make sure to watch my guide that I posted probably about like a month ago now. Make sure to go check it out, guys. So yeah, I know in that guide I go over all the mechanics, so if you don't understand something that I do in the video, you'll know from that video, right? But yeah, for the most part though, guys, this team is really tanky though, right? That's one thing I'll give it. I mean, you got LR Liz, you got King giving basic stats to Merlin and himself, and then Jormungandr giving all stats to the entire team. I mean, it's a pretty tanky team overall. I'll just say this, is that I do think that the damage is kind of lacking. Like, yeah, I mean, Jormungandr can do a lot, but it's really only going to be on her single targets, right? Like, you're not going to do damage on her AoE. And you're only really doing damage after you get like an ultimate off where you get the damage dog, because before that it just doesn't really feel as potent, so yeah, I mean, right here, this is just phase 1 of floor 1. We're just kind of clearing through, and we just waste a bunch of our like buff cards right there. Clans, we do the attack card, right? Just trying to get through to the next phase so we can move on here. So yeah, you guys can see as well, the clip is on ×2. By the way, this video is 15 minutes long total, right, of the recording. But the thing is, guys, this is technically double the amount of time because I put this on ×2 for my video editor, right? So this is actually ×2. And yeah, it's still a very, very long process. So if you're someone that was looking at the Jormungandr release and was like, okay, do I pull for this character if I don't have Valenti? I mean, man, I'm gonna be honest, guys, this team might be slower than a standard, instead of Jormungandr, you run like a DK Melee in that slot, because you'd rather have like an actual DPS than running Jormungandr on the team, where she's mainly just kind of a, more of a supportive character, right? That's kind of what her role is supposed to be, not necessarily DPS. But because we're forced to run our DPS on this team, because we are missing the, the shock and the poison, that does kind of force us into that position where, we kind of have to, run our DPS. And I feel like that, honestly, for this team, it could not be worth it, like if you're only going to do floor 1 and 2, I think just running DK Melee in that slot instead of Jormungandr is just better, especially if you don't have Valenti and you're running like, Merlin, King still, right, the original Rat team. Then yeah, I mean, that's just a no-brainer in my opinion, guys. Yeah, I think right now Jormungandr isn't really going to be that insane if you do not have Valenti. And you guys can kind of see here, yeah, we're clearing, but it's taking a little bit of time. And you can see here that this is, what, 3 minutes in the video, so that's like 6-7 minutes. Yeah, I mean, that's not too bad getting to phase 3. But, I mean, guys, like, here, I'll kind of skip through here. For the most part, this is just me, applying the debuffs, right? We're just moving them left, right, middle, right? I think for this team, though, because we had it in this manner, we had to do it a little bit differently. I had to do a right, and then a middle, and then left, right? Because of the fact that we have no ranged... we have no like ranged way of like moving them back to the middle of the right, pretty much. So that was kind of the issue. So the only way we could have actually did that was with like a King ultimate, right? Because King ultimate, because it's AoE, it counts as bleed too. So yeah, that's also another reason with this team too that's like kind of annoying, is like the ranged and melee stuff. Like especially on floor 1, it can kind of be annoying, right? Yeah, I mean, you know, guys, this is just kind of how it's gonna be, right? You know, a lot of the like mechanics here on the first phase where you need like ranged and melee, especially alongside the fact that, you know, these characters need to have, you know, shock, bleed, and poison. I think just kind of holds this team back a little bit too, because you don't really have that much of a DPS. Like if Jormungandr, if she had like better damaging skills, like if she had like damage effects on top of the fact that she had like the buff cancel and stance cancel and all that, then I think she would be a lot better. But because she doesn't have that, it feels a little bit worse. So moving on to floor 2. Floor 2, for you guys that don't know, the mechanic is you have to keep him in the middle the entire time. You don't move him left, right, middle. You always just have to keep him middle, right? So pretty much the idea is that we're just going to be using the debuffs and then using the poison card last to keep him in the middle. That's kind of the idea, right? You just want to make sure he's in the middle. As long as he stays there, then we're good to go. And that was kind of the idea. So I waste all my debuffs, then I use the poison. And then from there, that's kind of how it goes, right? And for the most part, guys, I mean, all of this right here is just kind of stalling here. You'll see I use Jormungandr single target. We move a turn, right? We get ulted, blah, blah. Right, I get the Jormungandr ult off. What this is able to do as well is give us the immunity to the food poisoning debuff damage. And that's really nice, especially when you're forced to use the cleanse card, which we had to in this run. And you'll see here after I do this, you know, we are going to get the gray debuff food poisonings after I drop the ultimate with Liz. Because we do the ult and then into the buff card, which is going to cleanse and kind of reset it there. So yeah, that, I don't know. I think Jormungandr's great. Like, that's the thing with her, is she's like a really good unit for this fight. But the fact that you still need Valenti, you know, it doesn't really necessarily make her the dedicated unit, guys. Because she still relies on another character for her to be the unit. Where I feel like, you know, if you look at like Skull and Hottie, right? You have like Thonar, right? Thonar, she at first did need Freyr. Like, I feel like you kind of needed Freyr at first, but now there's teams that don't care about the ignites. They don't need Freyr to be run on the team, and you run teams like Thonar, you know, full human team, right, for Skull and Hottie. So there's things like that where I feel like, you know, Jormungandr is really just kind of relying on Valenti being there because you need the debuff slots. And because of that, I feel like, you know, Jormungandr's value is not going to be that good overall, because if the ceiling is like floor 2, maybe floor 3, without obviously Valenti, then I mean, you know, that's something that I just don't think is like really realistic for the majority of the players, right? You're probably going to be doing, you know, floor 1 and 2 consistently, and even without Jormungandr, you're able to do floor 1 and 2 consistently anyway, right? So that's kind of my thing, is I don't necessarily think this unit is a must pull, and I think she's only really good if you're someone that already had Valenti and was just trying to clear floor 3 every week. If you're in that boat, then yeah, I mean, going for this character is not bad. But other than that, guys, I don't know, man. I think she's solid for sure. Without Valenti, she's okay, but like, you know, you can get the job done. But it's a thing of like, you know, you might as well just run DK Melly in that slot. You might as well just run, you know, whatever other DPS you can run. Mazino, you know, Mazino can do floor 1 and 2, I think. You know, oh, actually no, he can do floor 1, and then if you have Jormungandr, you can do floor 2 and 3. But yeah, and I will record that video sometime this week, guys. We'll have that video out because I know you guys did want to see the Mazino showcase. Because now that Jormungandr can block the, you know, the debuffs, we actually can get past phase 2, right? Of floor 2. So yeah, I mean that's something that's pretty nice. But yeah, like, I think, you know, again, like, a lot of things Jormungandr has are really good. I do like the fact that she's able to, you know, be you know, kind of a really strong support in the sense that you don't have to worry about the food poisoning. So I think that's really good. But yeah, I mean, that's just kind of how it is, guys. I feel like overall she's solid, but again, you know, very heavily reliant on you know, on Valenti. So that is something to bear in mind. And you guys can see from this showcase, I mean, we're what, halfway into the video. I mean, mostly it's just me kind of giving my, like, you know, my thoughts on Jormungandr specifically, but you guys are just kind of watching the gameplay. You'll see I'm going through 8 minutes. That's technically what, like 16 minutes right there. Yeah, I mean, with the DK Melly team, guys, it's going a lot faster, right? I think floor 1 and 2 you could probably get done max like 20 minutes with the DK Melly team. This is already like 30 minutes, right? So, you know, bear that in mind, right? And that's also like or no, sorry, this is like 16 minutes as well. So yeah, I mean, it's like what, like 18 minutes now, because at 9 minutes. So yeah, I mean, that's the thing, guys. Like, it's gonna be around like a 25-30 minute clear on average with this team, right? Where I feel like with like a DK Melly, it would be a lot less, right? Like, that's pretty much what I'm trying to get at. So yeah, right there. you know, the damage with the single targets with Jormungandr as well, I feel like could have been a lot better. Again, as I mentioned, like if she had like some type of card effect for damage, then maybe she could actually be run as a DPS. Or if there was another character in Grand Cross that wasn't Valenti that had, you know, like a shock and poison debuff, then we also wouldn't be in this like situation as well, right? So I feel like that's like another, you know, kind of issue that Grand Cross kind of had, is they never had a unit that can, you know, be that slot for Valenti if you do not own her. So that's definitely like you know, something that can kind of hold you back. And now that I think about it, who would I recommend someone get first, Jormungandr or Valenti? Because I think Jormungandr, what she's doing is great, but she relies too much on Valenti, I think. And I think Valenti is still better because of the fact that she covers two of the things you need. She acts as two units, right? Valenti acts as King and Merlin combined as one unit, because she has both the poison and the shock, right? So that's the thing that she has. And then you just bring a bleed unit, right? You bring Gloxinia. So yeah, I don't know, guys. I think overall, in my opinion, Valenti is definitely the better of the two technically for Rat. But if you have both, then those are the like combo, right? They are the combo. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. But I would say, like, if you're planning on getting Valenti in the future and you do pull on banners together, then yeah, I mean, getting this Jormungandr now is not necessarily like too bad of an idea. So yeah, I mean, that's just kind of how it is. But you guys can see though, we do get through floor 2 right there. And all of this is really just stalling till we get the kill. So I'm just going to skip over that, guys, and I'll show you guys my attempt on floor 3. So this is an attempt on floor 3, by the way, not an actual clear. So I'll be upfront with you guys. I did not get the full clear on floor 3, but I think it is possible. It's just very, very heavily RNG reliant, and I'm not trying to go through that, guys. I'm going to be honest. So I'll show you guys the floor, the phase 1. So the phase 1 is just kind of us wasting our dead cards. We also have to make sure that we hold on to the 3 debuffs, because we want to be able to move them to one side. And the thing is with this team is that you have to kill the left and the middle stump when you get the chance, because you have to move them to the right. And so what I try and do is I try and get a King ultimate, because his ultimate is the strongest one we have on this team. That's AoE, right? We have Abyss 6 out of 6. I mean, that's going to do a lot of damage. Whereas, like, you know, with Jormungandr, she only really does damage on single targets, and we would have to focus down one stump at a time, which is better if we just AoE. And that's why I say, like, you know, if you have DK Melee on the team instead, you know, he's a way better DPS than Jormungandr, where you're able to, you know, kind of deal with 2 stumps at once, because you have the AoEs and you have the AoE ultimate. So that's kind of something where I feel like, you know, you do a lot better in that setup. And right there, that was like, I don't know what happened there. That was RNG that he moved to the right, but it was really WRNG on my part, because normally he would have moved to the left right there. So I got lucky on this run too. For whatever reason, bro moved to the right. So now I'm in a really good situation, actually, because I'm like, okay, we can kill the left stump and we can kill the middle stump if I get next turn a really good amount of damage. And so with the debuffs that we did here, I think I did, you know, maybe one of those debuffs. Yeah, I do a shock. So with the shock and the bleed, I guess I acted to where he stayed on the right, because I didn't actually have him move, which was really good. So you guys will see here, he actually stayed on the right. So yeah, I mean, there was a lot of RNG on this run where I feel like I got really lucky. And even though me getting really lucky is good, I still was not able to clear because of the phase 2 here, guys. We'll skip past this. You guys know this phase right here in phase 1 is just a bunch of stalling. If you watch my guide, you'll know this whole phase right here is just getting your cards sorted out for phase 2. Right, so we can just kind of skip over this. And once we get to phase 2, the main thing that I had an issue with was like, okay, how am I going to move him, right? And then after I move him, how am I going to deal with 2 stumps at once to where I can like nuke them with like an ultimate? We had no nuke ultimate. You have maybe King, right? So I do see the possibility of doing it, guys. Like, I just saw, like, when I got to this phase, I was like, okay, we move him, right? So I saw what happened. And I was like, okay, yeah, there's no way I can do this, especially with the fact that he has his ultimate already. I didn't move him to a single stump at all. I didn't move him to the right, or I didn't even move him to the left when you want to have him on the left. And so I was like, okay, yeah, it's a dead run. I don't think there's really anything we could do with that. But there is a possibility, and I see there is, you know, it's definitely doable. But guys, I mean, I'm not trying to waste my time grinding the floor 3 just for a clear with this. But you guys can see the potential with this character. I think she's good. I do just think that she needs Valenti. And so I'm gonna recommend to you guys, if you're pulling for this character, bear in mind that you need Valenti to make her actually work. Like, she works without, but it's gonna be a situation where you're not gonna be running an optimal Ratatoskr team. So just kind of bear that in mind, guys. But that is going to be it for the video right there. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. That was the gear. Also, I had recovery rate rune on the LR Liz right there, just so she is tanky. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. That's gonna be it for the video. Hope you guys did enjoy, and we'll see you guys in the next video, man. Peace out. Have a good rest of your day, guys. See you later, man.